If you're someone who doesn't even want to change your life, leave this video right now. Seriously. Because the people who truly want to change, the ones who are secretly tired of disappointing themselves every single night, they're still here. They don't need entertainment anymore. They need something real. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're exhausted from pretending you're okay when your mind feels like a war zone nobody can see. You wake up already tired. You open your phone 4-5 minutes and suddenly it's dark outside. Homework untouched. Goals untouched. Life untouched. And the craziest part? You're not stupid. You know exactly what you should be doing. You know studying matters. You know your future matters. But your body won't move. Your brain keeps escaping. And every night ends the same way, guilt. Quiet guilt. The kind nobody notices. The kind that sits in your chest while you stare at the ceiling at 2 a.m. thinking, what is wrong with me? And nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about how terrifying it feels to slowly watch yourself become someone you promised you'd never become. Because when you were younger, you thought by now you'd be disciplined, focused, motivated, successful. But instead, you feel distracted all the time. Mentally drained all the time. Like your brain has 20 tabs open and all of them are screaming at you. And then people say things like, just work harder. As if you haven't already been fighting your own mind every single day. You know what's painful? It's not failing one test. It's watching yourself lose confidence little by little. It's opening TikTok or Instagram just to escape for a second, and then realizing you've been hiding there for hours because reality feels heavier than dopamine. And that's the scary part. Somewhere along the way, your comfort zone became your prison. Pause for a second and really think about this. When was the last time you felt proud of yourself? Not distracted. Not entertained. Proud. Most people watching this can't even answer that immediately. Because deep down, you've been surviving, not living. You've been numbing yourself. Scrolling. Watching. Escaping. Delaying your life one day at a time while pretending tomorrow will magically fix everything. But tomorrow keeps arriving, and you're still stuck in the same cycle. Wake up. Phone. Stress. Avoidance. Regret. Sleep. Repeat. And every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, a tiny part of your brain stops believing you. That's why your confidence is disappearing. Because confidence isn't built by motivation. It's built when your mind realizes your words actually mean something. Right now, your brain doesn't trust you anymore. You said you'd study. You didn't. You said you'd change. You delayed it. You said, this time will be different. But you went back to the same habits again. You know it too. And maybe this is the first video that's saying it without trying to sugarcoat it. You're not lazy because you're weak. You're lazy because your mind is overstimulated and emotionally exhausted. There's a difference. You've consumed so much dopamine so fast for so long that normal life feels empty now. Studying feels slow. Reading feels painful. Silence feels uncomfortable. Your brain got trained to expect constant stimulation. Constant scrolling. Constant escape. And now you're trying to build a future with a mind that can't sit still for 10 minutes without craving distraction. Nobody prepared you for that. Nobody warned you that addiction doesn't always look dangerous. Sometimes it looks like lying in bed with your phone while your dreams slowly die in the background. Read that again in your head. Because that line just describes someone watching this right now. Maybe a lot of people. Maybe you. And the worst part is, people around you probably think you're fine. They don't see the panic you feel when you think about the future. They don't hear the voice in your head comparing you to everyone else. Your classmates. Your friends. Random people online your age already making money, getting opportunities, building discipline while you're struggling to even focus for 1 hour. And every comparison cuts deeper. You start feeling behind in life before life has even fully started. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Most people are losing this battle silently. They just hide it better. The difference between the people who change their lives and the people who stay stuck forever is not intelligence. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's one brutal moment. One honest moment where they stop running from themselves. Where they stop blaming motivation. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop romanticizing potential and finally face reality. Because potential means nothing if it stays trapped in your head forever. There are people less talented than you winning right now simply because they learned how to act before they feel confident. And honestly, that should bother you a little. Because deep down, you know you're capable of more than this. You know your current habits don't match the future you dream about at night. That tension you feel in your chest sometimes? That's not anxiety alone. That's your future trying to pull you forward while your habits pull you backward. And you've been stuck in the middle for too long. Pause and think about this carefully. What scares you more? Working hard for the next 6 months? Or waking up 5 years from now realizing you never changed at all? Because time is moving either way. That's what nobody understands when they waste entire years waiting for motivation. Your life is being built right now. Not later. Right now. Every scroll is shaping you. Every excuse is shaping you. Every delay is shaping your identity. People think habits create your future. But habits actually create your identity first. Every time you quit early, your brain learns, I'm someone who quits. Every time you avoid studying, your brain learns, I'm someone who avoids discomfort. But every single time you sit down and do the hard thing anyway, even for 10 minutes, your identity changes a little. That's why this matters more than grades. This is about becoming someone you can finally respect again. Someone who keeps promises to themselves. Someone who stops needing constant motivation videos just to survive the week. Because let's be honest, some of you aren't even watching this for motivation anymore. You're watching because this feels like the only moment someone actually understands what's happening inside your head. Comment this honestly if it hit you. I'm tired of wasting my potential. Because a lot of people feel that right now and never admit it out loud. And another uncomfortable truth? You are eventually going to become whatever you repeatedly do when nobody is watching. That's the real game. Not your dreams. Not your intentions. Your repeated actions in private. And that realization changes everything. Suddenly studying stops being about school. It becomes proof. Proof that you still have control over your own life. Proof that your future self still has a chance. Because right now, there's a version of you watching this from the future. Seriously imagine them for a second. The version of you who finally became disciplined. Focused. Calm. Successful. Healthier mentally. Imagine how badly they wish you would stop wasting time right now. Imagine how painful it would be for them to watch you throw away years over temporary comfort. And yet, they still believe you can become them. That's why you're here. Something inside you hasn't given up yet. Even after all the disappointment. Even after all the failed routines. Even after all the nights you hated yourself. There's still a part of you fighting to become more. And that part deserves a chance. Not tomorrow. Not next Monday. Today. Because one day, this current version of you will either become your biggest regret, or the origin story you're proud you survived. And the beautiful thing is, that decision is being made right now while you listen to this. Not in some perfect future. Right here. In this moment. So if nobody has told you this honestly before, hear it now. Your life is not over because you lost focus. Your future is not destroyed because you feel behind.